chocolate. I got a chocolate choo-choo.
Hi, everybody!
Happy Fursuit Friday!
That was yesterday.
Happy Fursuit Friday yesterday! It's Saturday.
Yeah. So we're talking about what happened on Saturday at the convention. It's hard to believe it's already been a week. Time sure flies.
Uh-huh. Just like me. I must be like time.
So,
this train. Alexa, is chocolate harmful to birds? Shut up, Alexa.
So anyhow, so we found out a little bit the hard way that evidently the sponsor brunch was now the super sponsor brunch.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention, I guess.
Was it the super sponsor like $500 or something like that?
This is what we heard. I don't remember the pricing because it's not something I would consider.
It was like way crazy expensive compared to the price for the sponsor.
Yeah, it was significant. And last year, sponsors got the brunch. This year, you had to be a super sponsor.
Yeah, and last year, super sponsors, or all previous years, super sponsors got a dinner, while the sponsors got a brunch.
Yeah, so we figured, hey, same thing this year, without really looking at the schedule. And, yeah, it turns out...
if it said anywhere, like, that was the thing, I definitely did not notice. So we got in line, and then we found out, super sponsors only.
Yeah, thank goodness the Conco asked, so we didn't have to wait. There were other sponsors down there, too, who didn't know either.
Yeah, so that could have been a little bit more clear. I don't know when or if that changed, because I guess Ward said it in the thing.
I just assumed, because that's the way it was every year.
Yeah.
But
in any case, we ended up going back upstairs and found the hotel's little brunch set up.
It was right by the stairway that led down to the wrong thing.
So once we got out, once we went up the escalator past out from where the brunch was being held, we found this place, and it wasn't bad. They had like fruit bowls, dragon fruit smoothies, some Greek yogurt, which I didn't really care too much for.
Greek yogurt, not my favorite.
Yeah, I think it was like plain Greek yogurt with granola and blueberries in it. I ate the granola and blueberries off the top, but the rest I did not finish.
But there was avocado toast, which I probably spilled on my badge.
There was scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage.
Okay, I
toast,
think we were good with the breakfast.
Apples,
juice, and Gail Frost.
I got strawberry juice. And Gail was there. Got to say hi to her.
Yeah. We got to see her. I think we saw her at least once every day.
Yeah, I think so.
But it was more a Sakonko thing. She doesn't know who I am.
I think she knows you.
She did comment on a post I made once.
So anyhow, I did get to attend what existed of the Dutch Angel Dragon meetup. It was not very terribly organized well, and unfortunately the host didn't even put on their fursuit, so I didn't get a picture of them, darn it. But I did get these rubber duckies. You want to hold up your wing there? Dropped one already?
Here we go. Mine's broken.
So I think this is what Dutchies actually use. They put this in their mouth and use that to make their squeakies. So they had a whole huge box of them, and they were handing them out. There was only a very few amount of people that showed up. But like I said, they didn't have anything organized. They didn't do a group photo like the other panel, like the hyena panel did. But I got pictures. I think I got pictures of everybody but the host, and got the duckies. They even had They had attempted to make these little tags to put on them, but they gave up after a handful. But it says, thank you for coming to my panel, Heart Tide Pod. So Tide Pod, thank you for the rubber duckies. I'm sorry I didn't get a picture of you in fursuit. I don't believe I got to check out classic cartoons. I did get to check out most of Adulting 101 though, which was a bit on the interesting side. Is a lot more serious of a topic, but I guess it's fitting for adulting, I guess.
I'm an adult.
But yeah, after that, went back up to the room, got ready for the fursuit photo. Came downstairs, and there was a triple looping line. It went up, back, and back again. That was kind of interesting. Like, we ended up doing like a high five to everybody going by each way. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, I managed to get in there in time to find Azurean, pose for the photo. Azurean managed to find all of her bird friends.
Yeah, for the parade.
And yeah, so we did the parade outside. I had initially intended to duck out during that because I was so cold. But
I felt pretty great.
But
I was
yeah,
surrounded by bird friends.
managed to make it through that and back inside without too much of an issue. I didn't stick with the group I started with, so I just kind of pressed on anytime the motion stopped. But thankfully, I don't think I got in anyone's way. There was even a drone that was taking pictures of filming, so that was pretty neat. I look forward to seeing more footage from that. I've only seen one YouTube video of it so far. And we did show up in it right near the end of the video, funny enough. I don't know what happened with JFET's papercraft panel. I did see that it happened. I saw somebody show up at one of the panels with the papercraft
Well, we just didn't
page.
go to it.
I think it got rescheduled.
I don't know. Yeah, I know you said that. But
It's supposed to be of 1 to 2 p.m.
I never saw it at
on
that
Saturdays.
time. I only knew it of the... If it was rescheduled, I only ever saw it the one time, and it was like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so there
And
you go.
Sakanko said that, oh, I thought it was earlier.
Yeah,
And I looked at this guy's like, no, we haven't missed it yet. Like, it's time for his panel in like an hour.
So
And
I think they changed it. Is it
I don't
supposed to
think they
happen at the
did.
same time as your bird meetup?
I don't think so.
Which, by the way, your bird meetup?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The bird meetup was an excuse to just get us to get the space so we could get our group picture taken.
Mm-hmm. And I took lots of photos.
Yes, thank goodness. Because we did the parade. And so it was
Sadly,
immediate-
you got stuck in the back quite a bit.
it was
there.
immediately after the parade, and then we were all like laying out in the hallway. I spilled my drink.
Oh
Get
no!
to go into the room, and we just hung out for a while until we let the birds filter in. Then we started getting ready for the photo. Yeah, the
fluttering.
group photo. Yeah, we're
Good
fluttering for the
birds.
group photo, and I was at the back because I figure I'm pretty fairly tall, but I forget like some of these
Yeah.
people are tall too, especially with their.
Fursuits on.
What do you mean fursuit? What's a fursuit?
Uh-huh.
But and I didn't realize I had been asked to move to the front, so I was more visible. But
Yeah, I mentioned that.
didn't hear it at all.
So now you know what I deal with all the time. I don't hear things very well either.
Yeah, even without the fursuit. But Sakanko took a lot of pictures, so you can see me hanging out. Better shot of the bird group photo where you can actually see me. But the photo was still fun. Like, no, don't get me wrong, I still like the photo and I could still find me. It's just easier than the one that Sakanko took. Because I'm all about me. Screw the other. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then they're like, after we dispersed, they're like, all right, there's a bird panel tomorrow, Birding 101. So,
Look forward to talks about that. Next
yeah.
video. So the next thing, I was supposed to do the Them's Fighting Herds tournament. I forgot to mention this in the last video. I tested the game out in the game room before the game room closed on Friday, and yeah, I was not very good at the game. I tested out every character. Some of them were better than others, but for the most part, I didn't have any confidence that I'd do well at all in that. So I just took a mulligan on that one. I used that free time to go to the vendor hall. So I went to the vendor hall and got my stuff then, including this shirt that was supposed to be on Friday. I was supposed to get it, but they were out of my size. And then when I went to the con store, they were not taking cash, and I only had cash. So fortunately, by Saturday, they were able to take cash.
I got my shirt too. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you want to hold up the shirt?
I asked for the smallest size, small, because okay, you got it.
I was gonna hold up one
No, I
side.
was trying. I'm like, it was too much.
Here, hold the other side.
Okay, all right.
Here you go.
Okay, that's it. You get the idea. It's the same as the Conco shirt.
Yeah, but you can't see it behind my badges. I was gonna move my badges.
It's close enough. I can't. I was gonna hold it up. But
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's. I had no trouble. Like I was like, what size do you wear? And I like small. Because it's a, I was like, is it a universal fit? And they were like, yeah, it's unisex. And I was like, okay, I'll take the small then. So they gave it to me. Then Sakako comes up, and he's like, what size? He's like, large, I think it was. And they're like, did you order that size? They gave him a hard time. So it was like,
why don't you have it on record what size I ordered?
Yeah, they didn't even answer. I could have lied. They didn't care. But it's because everybody wanted Sakanko's size.
Yeah, people the furries run larger than normal, I guess. And,
I don't know. I mean, at the Transformers Cons, the 2X was always gone.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
But yeah, these spawned out furries they got to be smaller than that. Hey, I have 2 trains. One of these is your train. It's a stress train. I probably need more of these because the stress that Sakanko puts me through makes me just want to crush it.
And I got the this year's badge, or this year's pin rather. It is Copley on a train.
Oh yeah, the guy from
and I got us. They actually had mini pins as well. I got this one for me. It is a green passenger train. And I got this one to represent Azurean. It is a blue engine car.
I like blue.
And it turns out the green passenger car was the last one they had of that type. So that was really cool. Also, I forgot to mention this in yesterday's video, but
forgot.
I actually got a few free hyena stickers. Not sure how well these are going to capture. I'll be posting these on Twitter as well. So if you follow my Twitter, you've already seen these. But yeah, the host of the panel was giving these out, especially considering I was. So nice to fill out the survey on how great their panel was. I was even reading out loud how the survey went, which was kind of funny. Also, if I can reach it here, magnet. Yeah.
The Conco train was broken, so we traded trains.
So there was also a magnet they had of Copley there.
Oh, from Elysium.
Yeah, it is meant to resemble a Charlie card.
What's a Charlie card?
It is a train card, a card you use to get on a bus or subway or train.
I like the veggie subs.
Hopefully you guys can see that there. There we go.
Let me tell you, that chocolate train is pretty good. I should have I actually unearthed my old BotCon lollipop thing. I was going to show it. The reason I have no problem eating this chocolate train instead of saving it.
They were also giving away these.
Sometimes they just disintegrate.
These, this is also a magnet they were giving up for one of the I can't think of the right word. The
exposal.
No.
Defenestrate.
The
perfect nougat.
The thing that the convention is getting money raised for.
Charity.
Charity. Yeah, you go. One of the charities they were raising.
Defenestration.
No, you got it already. And this was our con book.
Ah, yes. See, the T is not something that I like having. I take blockers, so I don't get that.
So, moving along.
You left me hanging. Remember that time you had that confusion about ninjas?
No, I don't. So after going to the vendor hall, I managed to get to Rick Fox's cutting room floor panel. So this was in my video game, and Azurean actually joined me for that one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We sadly weren't able to stick around for the whole thing, as Junior's J-Pop Oldies panel was halfway during that panel.
He talked a little bit about the final fight.
And he also talked about a fairly new secret uncovered in Super Punch-Out.
Yeah.
Where evidently there is a 2-player mode where you can play as any of the opponent boxers against Little Mac.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so looking forward to getting to try that out. It is on the Cutting Room Floor's website. So there's no worries about having to write it down from what he said in the panel or anything like that. But yeah, like I said, after we were done with that, we went to Junior's panel, which was actually just across the hall. So that worked out fairly well. Fairly well attended, and the audience there actually was fairly engaged in the content, which was always find quite surprising. Next, you had your T and LGBTQIA plus panel. How was that?
Chocolate is so good, Sakako. Yeah, the panel was pretty nice. One of the hosts was there doing it last year as well, but this time they were doing it solo.
Oh.
Because last year they had one trans feminine and one trans masculine.
Oh.
This year it was just the trans masculine person. Room was fairly big too, which was pretty nice. It was the biggest panel room I have been in since the old Transformer convention days.
That must have been an Otis then, huh?
Yeah. It was really quite, I mean, compared to the other rooms, it seemed huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is pretty standard for a lot of the other conventions I went to, a similar size. Not that it's any different. I mean, they're all different. They have different things. But anyway, it was pretty nice. There was a lot of it, of course, being in transition myself, was wasn't news to me, but I did get a lot of nuance that I had either didn't know, and the landscape is always changing, so it was neat to hear some of the updates, like the WPATH policies and things like that. And it was neat to hear some of the other people's questions that they had about different procedures and whatnot.
Did you end up sharing anything?
I didn't. I just was relaxing, just chilling in the panel. Somebody brought up electrolysis, and I'm like, yeah, have fun with that.
Oh, no, you didn't even share about that?
No, they were just asking about, like, hey, can you get that paid for? It's like, no.
Okay.
No health plans cover that, except for in preparation for surgery. So.
So what would you say the spread was of people that seemed to be trans or people that were just wondering?
It's pretty difficult to say because everybody presents so differently.
True.
They mentioned non-binary as well and everything in between. Even DID came up at one point.
What's that?
Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh.
So that was handled quite respectfully, even though that wasn't really the focus of the panel. And I was a bit, worried that that would not go well, but it did actually. And the person was very knowledgeable, and it was pretty nice. And it was also a longer panel. It was like an hour and a half as opposed to an hour.
And then you said the myth-busting trans panel was canceled.
There was going to be a gap of half an hour between that panel and the myth-busting trans. So I left, got ready to go to the other panel, get some refreshments up in the room, and then casually head down to the panel. And by the time I got down there, one of the security guys that was checking the badges I was like, hey, are you going to the myth busting panel? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, it's
I
been
thought you said
canceled.
you were a little confused about what he meant.
Yeah, I was. At first, he was
Huh?
like,
What?
myth bust. I was like, oh yeah, because I forgot, I forgot the name of the panel. I was like,
Yeah.
in my head, it's just a trans. It's the other trans panel.
Yeah, there you go.
But he's like,
But yeah,
"Is
you
there
had
myth
your
busting?"
trans flag.
Yes. I brought my napkin or handkerchief
yeah.
with me.
So you were all ready for
Yeah.
more trans stuff,
I
and
was
then
thinking extra trans.
you
Like,
look
yeah,
pretty obvious.
yeah.
that
And
you
he's
were
like, hey, it's been canceled,
Yeah.
unknown reasons. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But also, I took it as like, fine, go back up to the room, get more snacks.
Then we attended the con history panel together.
Oh yeah. The con history was great. Basically, talked about the development of conventions in general and how they culminated in furry conventions and what marks the furry convention leaves on the overall convention scene.
And I definitely, something that I learned there, I definitely didn't know. Apparently, BronyCons invented the idea of having the gender pronoun
At least
things
popularized
underneath the badges, as well as the red, yellow, green, don't talk to me, ask first, or hugs welcome type of things. Apparently, they started that as well.
Yeah. And they becoming more mainstream. It's definitely a thing now at furry cons and probably other cons as well. Pretty cool. Was that it for the day?
No. After that, I had tried to get to, or in the middle of that, actually, I had tried to get to the Fursuit Drawing 18 Plus panel, and that was another one that got switched around. The schedule still read that it was in the panel room across the hall. I went there, it was packed. Then I found out this isn't that panel, and it's the other side of the convention space. I get there, and they tell me the room is at capacity. I couldn't even take a peek inside. So I missed out on that entirely. So I went back and attended the last bit of con history before getting to attend the Making Adult Comics 18 Plus panel, which was, where did I leave that card there?
Uh-oh, can we even show that card?
Yeah, you want to show that one there? I actually got a chance to chat with the host of this panel at his dealer table, and yeah, it was quite interesting. They went over a lot of. You can show the other side too. But yeah, they talked a lot about how to lay out comic panels and color theory and wasn't even necessarily just about that's the one aspect of it that made it 18 plus. It was actually fairly well encompassing, talking about how to make a comic. So that was pretty neat. And I believe they said that they would have the entire slideshow available on their online too. So after that, let's see.
I think I was done for the day at this point.
The night market.
Oh yeah, that's right. The night market. I went begrudgingly put the suit back on.
Oh no, begrudgingly.
Maybe I was exhausted.
Yeah,
I had already taken a shower and had gotten all the clothes cleaned up. So I went through, put it back on, even though I was next to death, and then fell asleep on the bed. Mostly in suit still.
So I get out of the panel for the comic drawing, or the comic panel that I just mentioned, and there is a ginormous line going around the entire floor, and I'm like, oh no, what's going on here? And I happen to run into Tiger Fennec coming out of there, and they had bought something, and they tell me that evidently sponsors don't have to wait in this huge line.
Yeah.
They just have to go up to the door, show their sponsor thing. They get an ID check for being over 21, which is the night market was a 21 plus only affair, as they were selling alcohol inside. Nothing for me. But yeah, got a wristband set up. I'm over 21, and as soon as there was somebody left, they were able to let me in, and yeah, it was very quickly.
Yes,
I was
yes.
able to get in.
Oh, you left the part out where you ran off without me.
This is before that. I wasn't on the fursuit yet. So I went inside and explored around. There was a lot of people just kind of hanging around, listening to the music and stuff. There was a photo section going off on the side. And there was a bunch of the dealer tables that were on the other side of the dance area. And yeah, some of them were not down in the dealer room, so that was kind of neat. Explored around there, and then got in touch with Azurean. I'd go back to the room, get in fursuit. We got dressed up, we went down there, and yeah, evidently Azurean was not following close enough behind me.
Yes,
and,
I was not.
Got separated. I did not realize.
What happened was he went up the escalator to go up to the room, and the moment that he went up the escalator, security stepped in front of me and stopped me from following. And he just took off, never looked back. Yeah, so I was up there.
Fursuit vision, it couldn't exactly
Yeah.
turn around and
Oh,
look
yeah,
back.
you can't find me in fursuit. Oh, you think you're sitting here alone for this video?
So would you want me to go around all the people standing in front of the escalator, go
I would
back
like
down?
you when you're at the top of the escalator to look around and be like, oh, there's nobody behind. There's like 30 feet. You couldn't see me? Anyway,
You did
he
manage to
runs
make
off
it.
without me.
I did not run.
Yeah, he was already in the room before he even got up the escalator. I couldn't even get onto the escalator. He's already up in the room having a good time.
I was having a good time.
I'm standing around talking to this, waiting for the security guard to acknowledge me. And
The big blue bird was unable to be acknowledged.
yeah,
Oh,
they
goodness.
did. They were talking to somebody else, and they finally talked to me, and I just pretended I didn't know what was happening because I kind of did. Because I was there alone.
Oh.
And then they said, I was like, hey, what's this line for? They're like, oh, that's the night market. You going to a panel or you going to the night market? And I was like, the night market. And they're like, well, we're letting full suiters through first so they don't have to wait in line. And I, was fully dressed. And I was like, okay. So they finally let me up the escalator. But like I said, Sakanka's still in the room, so I just get in line, which was about a mile away.
No!
And
I
then-
told you that our badges are.
Yeah,
are
well, I was
getting
nervous to
quickly
do it on my
passed.
own because I was just like, is this true? I didn't know. I only heard it third hand, or third paw. And then security talked to me very quickly after I got in line, and they asked if I was there with anyone. So somebody somehow had an inkling that I wasn't alone, and they said, I was like, yeah, what's Sakanko? And they're like, has he been up here before? I was like, yeah, he's like, he's in there right now. I was like, yeah, he's in there right now. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen you before. It's like, well,
Yay!
you can cut the line if you want,
If you want.
but you don't
Why
have
wouldn't
to.
you? That's
And I was
silly.
like, I'll go in.
I'm sure there are some people who got in that line and never got to get inside.
Yeah,
That line was a monster.
it was.
I would not have bothered getting in that line if I
Yeah,
if I had to.
If I was alone, I would have waited in line because there was no reason for me to rush in. But Sakanka was in there, so I had a reason this time. And finally get in there, and I find Sakanka right off the bat. Saw a lot of interesting outfits.
Indeed.
Some baby furs just living their lives, being themselves. It was kind of
Really?
neat.
Oh my.
And yeah, we ended up getting a picture taken with.
Yeah, we still need to find where that is. Should be online.
We
somewhere.
asked if was it Brayburn?
Yes.
If he could, like, hey, can we just use your door? Because even though it was like past, apparently it was past that time.
were
Doctor
people
was
doing
even
it.
like, yeah, you can. We're not really doing that right now, but Rayburn's like, oh yeah, go ahead, use the door. And he told me how to hold the chair, and it was kind of interesting. For those who are unaware, it's an 18+ comic that they're in, and the door plays a significant part in the overall, we'll call it story.
Yeah. That's a story.
And yeah, so it was interesting. We got to get a few pictures, and like Sakanko said, we don't really know where to find those
Yeah,
pictures.
we thought they'd be available in the photo room, but evidently
I had no
they're-
idea. I didn't think they would put them in the photo room because there's
Yeah,
all ages in there.
true.
But I figured they'd be somewhere, so we don't know yet. What does Lico? Ask him to ask Doctor where the pictures are.
Yeah, they might know. But anyhow, while I was at the night market, I got a free sticker there.
Ah.
From a certain booth there. And also, I forgot to mention, I got a couple of stickers in the dealer room. This one, I think, is going to Lionel at some point there. And if I can find it, there we are. And I got this one, Vadir. Now, quickly, before we wrap this one up, I got a few business cards to highlight here. This one I just thought wins the best business card award. So you guys can make that out there. It says, in legal furry trouble, better call Freezy. Freezy Berry, Fox at Law. Call Freezy now. At Freezy Berry, se habla español. Basically, it's Better Call Saul as a furry. And it seems to be a real phone number. I don't know. Maybe they are actually a furry lawyer.
There we go.
I'm going to have to look up the area code there.
What's the number?
248.
Wait, is this long distance? Of course it is. It's one. It's gotta be one.
Yeah, 248. 434 5508. I can't believe you're actually calling it. Oh, oh my goodness. It's a Rick.
I don't do
Okay.
Oh wait, we don't want to get.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a real number.
Well, at least it's a number 2, a Rickroll. I don't know if there's more to it or not. But in any case, found this one, a red panda on it. So that was definitely got to be up there for me. It is Foxdraft. Foxdraft.weebly.com.
A Weebly.
But yeah. It says commissions, tunes, badges, ref sheets, and more. They apparently have a Fur Affinity, what are you up to over there?
I'm trying to get a drink. I'm dying in here.
DeviantArt and a Twitter. Yeah, there's the other side of that card there. And lastly, something that I wanted to share with Lionel. Carpet Shark Studio, the artwork of Duke.
Bill Duke?
No, D-O-O-K. As in the noise that, what is it? I can't think of the name.
Toby Maguire.
The slinky guys with the bandit mask on their face. Why can't I think
Sly
what they're
Cooper.
called? Ferret. There we go. Duke Ferret. There we go. So yeah, Duke is like a ferret noise. But yeah, I don't know how well this will capture, but if you guys can scan the QR code, hopefully it's not being washed out too much. There you go.
Okay.
So anyhow, that was Saturday. Was there any other panels besides the 2 trans panels, or the one and not a second trans panel?
Yeah, and then the bird panel.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay, so besides those 2, did you do anything else?
I probably did some other panels that I forgot about.
Oh, okay.
Walked around for a bit, tried to find the game room.
How to find it? We were.
I forgot. I kept going in circles. Like,
oh no!
I got confused.
Oh, that's right. You did find it. You brought your mini Game Boy.
Yeah, I brought my I brought the analog pocket, but I forgot an adapter, so I went up to the room and then back down, and then I forgot.
Thankfully, the elevators are like right around the corner from this.
And then after I got the adapter, I was like, I forgot the cable, so I had to go back up and get the charging cable. Then came back down and then found out it just would not work with the cable I brought. It was the right type of cable, but could not deliver the power necessary, and then it could not output the video. And I checked it when I got home. It does indeed work, so I just brought inferior cables. Okay. So all that extra trouble for nothing.
Well,
at least got to talk to Pine for a little bit.
awesome.
Yeah, they were.
And you also got to demo the game you bought a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to play a little bit of Wario Land 2, which I bought in the game room. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of neat. I wish I could brought it down with me. And then they had Space Invaders, and I had my Space Invaders shirt. And I was like, I should have bought Space Invaders. So when I had
that's
my Space
right, they
Invaders shirt on,
did.
I was like, I already have the game 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
I would just be buying it for the joke value. But that's it. Fun time. Walked around the dealer room, bought a bunch of random things.
You did.
Oh yeah. Where's my jelly? Huh. I had a jelly donut.
Jelly donut?
Yeah, where'd it go?
Oh. That's not it. I don't know, what did you do with it? Oh, wait, there it is. It's over there. Behind your glasses.
It's my jelly donut. Okay, I know it's onigiri, but
Yeah,
I opted to get it with the non-uwu face, because the uwu face, I feel like there's enough uwu faces. This one said, buy me, and I'm like, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jelly Donut.
We need to actually buy real ones or make them.
Yeah, I think we have to make them. I don't think anybody in this area, sure. No, don't eat me. Okay. What's happening? The conquer the video.
So anyhow, thanks for watching this video. We'll be back tomorrow with what happened on our last day and what happened on our way home.
Onigiri.
So bye. Thanks for watching.
Happy Saturday.
Bye bye.